Okay, so going from meters to millimeters, because each step is 10, I'm going to times it by 10, 100, 1,000. So 2 times 1,000, 2,000 millimeters. Similarly, if I want to go from meters to hectometer, for example, so from the blue to the pink, I would divide by how much if each step is 10? Vincent? Okay, if each step is by 10, so 10, 100, so I would divide it by 100. Okay, so if I want to go from meters to hectometers. Okay, what about let's try a harder one. If I want to go from kilo to centi, if I want to go from kilo to centi, should I multiply or divide? Yeah, Captain? Times. Okay, and by how much? 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. That's right. Good. Okay. So this is the metric system, what we're used to. Now, other than the metric system, do we know that another system? What is it called? What does the US use? Yeah. So in Canada, we use the metric system. What about US? So in US uses the imperial system. Now, imperial is not going by tenths. It goes by weird numbers like this. These are the ratios. Now, will you kill me if I ask you guys to memorize these numbers? Yes, I think so too. Okay, so do I memorize these numbers? No, definitely not. So since I won't memorize it myself, I won't ask you guys to memorize it. So this chart will be given on the test. All right, I will give you this. Do you need to remember the duck? Duck, I think, is fair to say you have to memorize. Okay, so because each of these steps is only by tens, you have to memorize this part. I'll give you this part. Okay, sounds fair. So how do we change from metric to imperial? So for example, if I want to change 3 kilometers to miles, okay, kilometers to miles, I know that the relation is 0.6214. So I'm just gonna have to times it by 0.6214, and that will give me my answer in miles. Okay. Similarly, if I want to go from imperial to metric, I would just divide. So for example, if I want to go from ounce to millimeter, I would divide that number by 0.0338. Okay, so this way times this way divide. Okay, so and then later on in the chapter, we will be doing these with area, perimeter, surface area, and volume. So again, this will also be given. I just wanted to put this all together. So all the formulas is on right at the beginning of the chapter. Okay, this will be given on the test. It will be given on EQAO as well. Okay, so you don't have to memorize any of these formulas. Bless you. Nope. Okay, so let's go over. So what was the acronym again? All right, Eric, you memorized it already. What is it? Okay, so what does the K stand for? Kilo, right? Okay, H, hecto, yeah, hecto. Okay, and then deca, and then and then deci, right? Okay, so notice there is 2 D's in your acronym. So King Henry died unusually drinking. Okay, so drinking and dying. Okay, both are starts with a D. So remember, deca is the bigger unit, deci is the smaller unit. And then what about C and M? What do they stand for? Yep, centi and milli. Okay, so on the test, if you see this chart and you write for me King Henry died, you're not gonna get the mark for it. That's just an acronym to help you remember. I'm expecting these words. Okay. Okay. So remember, going this way you divide, going that way you multiply. So for 1,000 milligram, I want to go from milli to the basic unit. What do I do? From the milli to the basic unit. Am I multiplying or dividing? I'm going from milli to the normal one. Yep. Divide by how much? 1,000. Good. So when you divide it, you get 1 gram. Right? Then reverse. If I want to go from liter to milliliter. If I want to go from this to this, am I multiplying or dividing? Multiplying, and this time also by 1,000. Right? So 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters. Okay. Mia, let's try this one together. Okay, I want to go from centimeter to millimeter. So from this step to this step. So if I'm going from here to here, should I multiply or should I divide? Multiply. And every one of these steps is by 10. So I multiply by 10. 160 times 10, 1,600. Okay. Next one, kilometer to meter. Kilo to meters. So from here all the way to here. Emmy, can you help me with this one? To go from here to here, should I multiply or divide? Multiply, right? Because I'm going this way. I'm going to the smaller unit. Each of these steps is by tens. So I'm going to times it by 10, 100, 1,000. So times it by 1,000. So 14 kilometer is 14,000 meters. Okay. Last two. Ali, can you help me with this one? I want to go from gram. I want to go from gram to kilogram. Okay, I'm going from here to here. Oh, hi. You want to answer my next math question? Okay. Oh, we just finished graphs. Okay, what is 109 grams in kilograms? 9 grams per kilogram. Okay, grams per kilogram is 1,000. Yeah, good. So would you multiply or divide? 9 grams per kilograms. Divide. Awesome. All right, yeah, well, you can do math. You can teach. Yes, you're hired. Okay, good job. Okay, so other conversions. So these are still metric conversions. If I know that 1 feet is 12 inches, how much is 26? Actually, this is imperial. How many 26 inch in feet and inches? What is that? Claire? 2 feet and 2 inches. So technically what you do is you would divide it. So 12 goes into 26 2 times with a remainder 2. Right? So that means it's 2 feet and 2 inches. Okay. What about 5 pounds 6 ounces, all in ounces? Eric. Right. So you times it by 16, and then it's 86. And then add on that extra 6. Yep. Yeah, I'm going to tell you the conversions. Yeah. So any imperial or anything like this, I'll tell. What I won't say is, for example, this. How many months? 30 months in terms of years. So this, you should know the conversion. All right. So Mia, how many months is in a year? 12. right? So 30 months is how many years is that? Okay, so 12 months in a year. So 30 months is how many years? Yeah, take your time. It's fine. So let's do the math here. All right, so if we do 12 divided by 30, it goes in 2 times with a remainder 6. So 30 months is how many full years? Okay, so that would be 2 full years and 6 months, right? Right, man? Right? Yeah. So 30 months in terms of months and year, when you divide it, it goes in 2 times with 24 with a remainder 6. So that means it's 2 years and then 6 months. All right. Denny, how many minutes is in 1 minute? How many seconds is in 1 minute? 60. So 1 minute and 20 seconds in terms of seconds is 1 minute and 20. And I write it all in seconds is 80. Yeah. So just times it and then add. All right. So for all of these conversions, notice I just do times or divide. Whenever you do conversions, we never add or subtract. We're just timesing and dividing. Keep that in mind. Okay. This one is a little bit more tricky. Okay, Cavishan, how many minutes is in a week? 10,080. I like that number. Okay, how did you get it? Okay, so can you tell me your thinking process? What did you do? So it was a multi-step thing. I bet you didn't know that right off the right off the top of your head. Okay, so how many minutes is in a day? Sorry, how many minutes is in an hour? Right, so 60 minutes in 1 hour. How many hours in a day? 24. And how many days in a week? Yeah. So what should I do with all these numbers? If I want to go from minute to week, I would multiply, multiply, multiply. Yeah. So did you guys know there is 10,000 minutes in a week? So sometimes when you waste a minute or two, it doesn't seem too bad now. Okay. Now, if I were to ask one more and say, how many seconds is in a week? What would I have to do? Vincent? Uh-huh. So how many seconds is in a minute? 60. So what do I have to do with this number? Times 60, right? All right. So this one is a multi-step one. So we come up with ratios that we know, and then we just multiply, multiply, multiply to get to something that's interesting. Okay, and then the last one, if I need 10 cups of fruit juice to make sangria, how many quarts of juice should he buy at the grocery store? Okay, so again, I gave you the ratio right here. 1 quart is equal to 4 cups. So you just simply have to divide. Okay. So Ali, remember, whenever we do conversions, we're always multiplying or dividing. We never add or subtract those ratios. Okay? Do you think you guys can multiply and divide with the calculator? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yes, you are right. This should say 2.5 quad. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, my afternoon class didn't catch that. Yes, because you do 10 cups divided by 4 cups, and that's actually 2.5 quarts. Okay. Um, Okay, one last one I want to go over right here. So now let's change those imperial and metric. Let's try one. So soda pop is sold in 2 liters bottles. Okay, how many gallon is that? Alright, so I'm comparing liters with gallons. Here's that. Don't worry about the quarts part. Okay, so I want to go from liter to gallon. Liter to gallon. Take a look at the conversion chart right here. Remember, you are given this. Liter to gallon. 2 liters to gallon. Okay. So what did you do? Right, because you want to go from metric to imperial. Metric to imperial, we will times. So metric to imperial, we times, and times it by what? Times it by this ratio. So when I times it, it's right here, I get 0.5284 gallons. Okay. So you see, when I give you guys the ratios, it's super easy because you're just multiplying and dividing. The only mistake that you could make, since I give you the ratio, is not knowing when to multiply and when to divide. Alright. So when you memorize the chart, okay, the key thing to remember is when to divide, when to multiply, when to divide, when to multiply. Alright. So to go from metric to imperial, do we multiply or do we divide? Metric to imperial. Who says multiply? Metric to imperial. Who says multiply? What about the rest of the class? This is scary. Metric to imperial, we multiply. Okay, and then to go from a smaller unit to a bigger unit. So, for example, to go from milli to kilo. To go from milli to kilo. Who says multiply? Milli to kilo. Who says multiply? Who says divide? Good. Well, at least he caught his mistake. So milli to kilo, we divide. Okay. So that is all. Nice little introduction to conversions. It's a Wednesday. You guys have music night. Some of you have music night. So only up to page 8. Very little. So only page 7 and 8. Okay.